It began quietly at Denver International Airport, 6:43 a.m. under gray skies. Flight 237 from Lisbon landed 2 minutes early. Among the 211 passengers, one name didn't match any database. Ilara Venn, passport issued by Torenza. The customs officer, Jensen, scanned it 3 times. The screen flashed country invalid each time. He looked up. This passport's not real. Ilara blinked. It should be. Her tone was calm, not defensive, as if she was tired of repeating herself. The passport itself was flawless. Gold lettering, navy blue cover, crisp hologram, even a barcode. Under UV light, the emblem glowed, a white lighthouse surrounded by concentric waves. Inside, stamps from cities that no longer existed: Vesara, Mirant, Varak. Each date ended in 63. When asked her destination, Ilara said, "Home." But she couldn't point to where that was. They moved her to a private interview room. Cameras rolled, audio recorded, standard protocol. She sat perfectly still, hands folded over the passport. Agent Collins entered. "Where did you get this document?" Ilara smiled faintly. "Same place everyone gets theirs, the consulate." "What consulate?" She tilted her head. "The Torenzan Embassy. Wisconsin Avenue." Collins exchanged a look with the officer behind the glass. The embassy had been demolished in 1963. During inspection, page 8 of the passport refused to scan. The optical reader froze every time it passed over the Torenza seal. Technician reports show a sudden electromagnetic spike during each attempt, readings similar to shortwave transmission bursts. Collins leaned in. "Is this technology? A transmitter?" Ilara's eyes flickered toward the vent in the ceiling. "It's not sending," she whispered. "It's remembering." The ID photo showed her face perfectly, but her eyes were closed. Every attempt to reprint it produced the same result. Even high-resolution scans showed her with closed lids, faint smile intact. Collins asked, "Why are your eyes shut in your passport photo?" She said, "Because it's easier that way." He pressed. "Easier for what?" "To travel," she replied. "Between frequencies." For the first time, the recording showed Collins stepping back. At 2:11 p.m., the recording system began producing bursts of static. The waveform revealed Morse pulses, dash dash pause dash. The pattern repeated every 12 seconds. Ilara looked toward the speaker in the corner. "They're looking for me," she said. "Who?" Collins asked. "My arrival triggered the recall. They'll open the gate soon." The power flickered just once. Then the intercom played her voice, delayed by exactly 4 seconds, repeating her last sentence. Records show Collins ordered a background check on the Torenzan Embassy, Wisconsin Avenue. Property data confirmed. Demolished 1963, replaced with a parking lot. But when the field agent arrived, he found something different. A building, white with blue trim, flagpole empty but standing. No doors. No windows. Just a facade. He took one photo before his phone shut down. The metadata timestamp read June 14, 63, 12:01 p.m. It was July 2025. Back at the airport, Collins re-entered the holding room. The chair was empty. The passport sat in the center of the table, open to the blank page 8. The cameras had recorded nothing, just 10 minutes of soft static. He touched the passport, and the lights flickered again. For a single frame, the recording showed Ilara standing behind him, smiling. Then gone. The passport glowed faintly, the lighthouse symbol pulsing once every few seconds, like a heartbeat. That night, a shortwave operator in Kansas picked up an unregistered frequency on 104.7 FM. The signal played a woman's voice. Soft, calm, familiar. Passenger Venn arrived safely. Transit complete. The broadcast repeated 5 times. Then a faint male voice followed, the same tone as Agent Collins. Requesting clearance for departure. The transmission ended with 3 short knocks. The incident was archived under code TOR, Pass 01. Status, unresolved anomaly. Physical passport retained in evidence locker 34B, Washington, D.C. 2 weeks later, the passport disappeared from storage. In its place, a single photograph, Denver International, Gate 9, empty corridor. Far down the hallway, a faint blue door shimmered in the light. Its label, Torenza. The file ends with a single note, handwritten in red ink. Departure scheduled. Return unknown. And beneath that, stamped in fading blue. From nowhere to nowhere. 3 months after the Denver incident, the evidence locker in D.C. was sealed. Locker 34B, containing the Torenza passport, was marked Restricted Access. A single motion camera monitored the room. On August 3, 2025, at 2:03 a.m., the red light flickered. For 6 seconds the footage turned black. When it returned, the locker door was open. Inside, the passport lay on the floor, page 8 glowing faintly blue. A low-frequency hum filled the vault, matching the same waveform from Alara's last transmission. The new investigator, Dr. Samuel Reese, was brought in from the Department of Anomalous Documentation. He was known for debunking the Windmere signal myths. His first entry reads, "The passport is a perfect forgery. But forgeries don't emit radio static." He examined it under high-frequency light. The material wasn't paper, it was cellulose embedded with conductive filaments. When exposed to heat, it produced faint Morse patterns. Dash, dash, pause, dash. He smiled nervously into his recorder. The passport's not identification. It's communication. Reese placed the passport under a voice analyzer. He expected blank noise. Instead, the waveform formed syllables. A woman's voice said softly, "Samuel Reese. Clearance accepted. Welcome back." He stepped away. "Playback error?" The lab tech shook his head. "That wasn't playback, sir." The voice repeated, clearer this time. "Gate 1 reopening." And then silence. Every speaker in the room powered off at once. Across the country, dozens of shortwave operators began reporting an identical frequency spike at 104.7 FM. Each recorded the same transmission, faint heartbeat-like pulses under static. At the center of each signal was a word, Torenza. Reese listened live as the frequency merged with a commercial radio station. An ad cut off mid-sentence, replaced by Alara's voice. "Departure complete. Arrival confirmed. Coordinates stable." The radio engineer panicked. "Where is it broadcasting from?" Reese whispered, "Nowhere. And everywhere." That evening, Reese found a new file on his encrypted drive. No source. No sender. Just one image. A color photograph of Alara Venn, standing at Gate 9, Denver International. Same smile. Eyes still closed. But behind her stood another figure, himself. Same coat, same tie, same posture. The timestamp on the image read August 3, 26, 2:03 a.m., 1 year in the future. He deleted the file. It reappeared 5 seconds later. Satellite monitoring detected a power surge at the coordinates of the former Torenza embassy. Thermal readings showed activity, building lights flickering faint blue, though no power grid connection existed. A street camera caught 6 frames of footage before the lens burned out. A door appeared on the facade. Through it, faint silhouettes moved, like travelers entering customs. Reese paused the footage at frame 4. In the doorway, a woman looked straight at the camera. Alara. Eyes open now. 2 days later, the agency recreated room 4B, the same one Alara had sat in. They placed the passport on the table, lights dimmed to match the original conditions. Reese recorded the session. "This is Dr. Samuel Reese. Testing for residual audio phenomena." The speakers crackled. A voice came through, distorted but human. "Samuel, it's easier this way. To travel." He froze. That was Alara's voice, word for word from the original transcript. Only this time, her eyes were open in the reflection on the glass. At 3:16 a.m., the building's fire alarm triggered with no smoke detected. The elevator opened to sublevel 3, though no such floor existed on blueprints. Reese entered with his recorder. The floor resembled an airport terminal, dimly lit, lined with blue signs reading Torenza Transit. Air smelled of sea salt. A row of chairs faced a large metal door. On the wall, a clock flickered between 1963 and 2025. He whispered, "I think I've found the gate." Reese approached the metal door. A terminal beside it blinked on. The screen displayed rows of names, people declared missing since the early 1960s. At the bottom, a new entry typed itself in real time. Samuel Reese, arrival confirmed. He turned to leave. The door hissed open. Behind it was a tunnel of blue light and a faint sound, waves crashing. Alara stood there waiting. "You brought it back," she said. "Now you have to carry it home." The last footage recovered from the security feed shows Reese stepping into the tunnel. The passport lies on the floor, page 8 burning bright white. A single phrase etches itself across the page as if written by invisible ink. From nowhere to nowhere. The light expands, flooding the entire frame. Static consumes the audio. A faint heartbeat continues for 12 seconds, then fades. At 3:29 a.m., the lights in the facility flicker twice, then once more. Pause. And from every radio in the region, a calm voice speaks in perfect clarity. Windmere Station signing on. Welcome to Torenza. The screen cuts to black. End of file.